What's up, ladies and gentlemen of the internet? We are back here live at Showcase Con 3 out here in Slidell, Louisiana. And with me at this time, it's an honor to introduce Tim Lattie.
Lotto, yeah.
I just literally
I hope they saw that on the
man,
live stream.
I just literally asked that man how to pronounce his name, and I completely screwed it up.
Oh, we just watched a baby face plant over there, too. Not as bad as she did walking. Poor thing. She's all right. She's all right.
She's good. Tim here, one of the artists here at the convention. Throw this completely off. Live television, folks. Live television. So it's nice. Thank you for doing this.
Yeah, absolutely. We've had some scheduling conflicts, but we finally pulled it off.
Yeah, we had to bump some people.
Yeah, we had to bump some people out of the way.
Yeah, that's how important. That's how important you are. You get first dibs.
Yeah, man. Yeah. No, that's fun that y'all are live streaming. I was thinking about doing that, so that's a cool idea. So yeah, it's the first con after. What, dude? Like 2 years?
I was telling the executive producer earlier, it's really good to see, like, this is the first, I want to say, large group of gathering allowed, really.
Probably so.
Because, the Saints games are even going to be, like, proof of vaccination or masks for the games this season.
Really?
Yeah. So this is literally, like...
I'm glad the bars aren't, man. Yeah, like, it just kind of depends on where you're at, how the... I guess how the crowd responds to it, but yeah, man, I've been going to the bar and everything like that, and it's like whatever.
It's been a really cool atmosphere here. All the kids
whatever.
coming up. As I like to say, it is what it is.
Yeah. So, but it feels like a normal con. Like it's pretty much back to normal for the most part. At least that's what it seems like.
Yeah, like no tension. So far, no cell phone viral moments of people freaking out.
No,
thankfully.
No. Honestly,
we had one incident out front, but
of
that was
course.
quickly taken care of. Nothing about COVID is something else.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh, all right. That's what y'all meant. No,
So-
dude. No, it was kind of like sit down and pick up where you left off. Just
Yeah.
kind of went to work. They were giving me hell. They were like, dude, you're always in that Lacoste polo. I'm like, yeah, I didn't get time to go to the store, dude. I'll be in a new one tomorrow, man.
Yeah. So.
You want to start with your...
Yeah, so I guess quick intro. My name's Tim Lattie. I work on a lot of books for IDW, most notably the Ghostbusters. I get to do a lot of the variant covers behind Dan Schoening and Louis Delgado, the legendary art team. And currently I'm working on an Indiegogo about my creator-owned book called Night Stars, Teenage Time Travelers Night Stars. And we just launched 2 weeks ago, and so we have about 6 weeks left, five and a half weeks left. So it's about 3 kids who are taken aboard a flying saucer. And when they're on there, the saucer kind of like morphs around them Venom style and puts them in these suits that make them look like little green men. But the saucer is actually a time machine, and it takes them back in time where they crash land in Roswell in 1947. So they're like the Roswell aliens. And from there, it's their journey throughout time, kind of dealing with history's mysteries. Like they knock Amelia Earhart's plane out the sky. One of them falls in love with Anne Frank. They get a Yeti as a pet. It's a genre jumper, so it allows me to, like, I could tell a cowboy story, I could tell a sci-fi story, I could tell whatever. So it's kind of my baby, and $25, dude, for a 124-page hardcover book. I did a cover, and Louis and Dan, the people I just mentioned from the IDW, you trust me, you've seen their artwork. They also did an alternate cover. So yeah, I think it's very fair priced.
Yeah. So how's the campaign going?
It's starting off slow. My issue, and it's always been the issues with Night Stars, is that I think people just need to know about it. So I've been going on like a podcast run lately. I've been saying it's podcast roulette, where I'm getting interviewed everywhere. Mr. Tovers, a buddy of ours distracted me. But yeah, so I think that's the issue. I think when people hear about the book, I think we'll do great. Yeah, and again, it's a 124-page hardcover. Like it's a good chunky piece of material here. So yeah, we have some podcasts planned next week as well. Some bigger names. So we'll see how that goes.
So where, like you said, this is your pet project, this is your baby. Like, where's the inspiration and the drive for this story come from?
I was an 80s, 90s kid, so I'm almost 40.
Younger than us. Oh.
And I probably don't look it, man.
Make us feel even older.
Comics have beaten me over the years, you know. They worn me out. But yeah, so I was always loved like Goonies and Monster Squad. I always liked Robin and the Young Justice. Not as much. Young Justice was more my thing than Teen Titans. And this was kind of my version of that. It was like a sci-fi version of Monster Squad. So even though it has kids in it and it's teens, adults will love it as well because it has that nostalgic vibe. And since I am from that era, I'm always throwing in Easter eggs from pop culture. Like you're always going to see like a Ghostbuster Easter egg. You're always going to see like an Indiana Jones or, you know, tons of Back to the Future Easter eggs and Steven Spielberg Easter eggs.
That sounds really like, especially for people our age. I know a lot of people, they feel like there's not stuff out there for them. You have a lot of new things that are geared towards the younger generations. We have our nostalgia mecca is like this convention, but I mean that sounds like something that really anybody from that generation born in the 80s who love those movies will be really into.
Well, hopefully it's a nice mix though, because another thing I've noticed at convention is the younger crowd will like it. So, man, dude, I'm telling you, if I see a girl in like a Harry Potter shirt or something like that, or like a TARDIS dress, it's $20 in my hand. You know what I mean? Like game over, dude. So it still has the appeal to that younger crowd, but you're not losing the fans like us.
Yeah, you're not alienating that hardcore set.
It's a weird one, dude, because the other day another friend of mine was asking me, he was like, dude, who is your demographic? Because I'm showing him what I'm doing. I'm like, yeah, I hit the PKE meter in here, but then it's based off of Lo-Fi Girl, the Miyazaki anime and stuff like that. And he was just like, dude, who are you marketing to? And I'm just like, dude, I'm just drawing from me, man.
Yeah,
you know, like I'm just doing it. And if you like it, you like it. I have a Clint Eastwood quote above my desk. And it says, like, I just make the pictures. Where they fall is where they fall. If somebody likes it, great. If not, then that's too bad. And
I mean, that's a great mentality to have, especially when you do something on your own. You know, when you're back into, like, you got to have faith in yourself to put that out there. Really, you know, you can't. If you don't love yourself, then who's gonna love you? And if
you hear that a lot, yeah. So you're still going to go through that process, though. You still go through, dude. I was listening to I like bodybuilder motivation, dude. I don't know why, bro. I like this Machiavelli motivation stuff, and it's like hardcore, like just jack dudes. And the guy was just saying that this morning. He was just like, man, he was like, even when I was trying to be Mr. Universe, like I would ask myself every day, like, why am I doing this? Like, why, you know, am I worthy of this? And you still go through a little bit of that when you're doing it, but I've been doing this book for 7 years, so this is the culmination of all these stories. I was lucky enough to be doing 80s properties. I did WWE. I did a little bit of Ninja Turtles, some G.I. Joe, all kinds of stuff. And then every year I got in one Night Stars issue. So this is the culmination of that. I'm recoloring it. And I'm very happy with that, too, that the recoloring on the older pages look way better than I thought they were going to look. So I'm excited about the book as well.
Is there a backing deadline?
Yeah, so again, we only have 6 weeks or 5 weeks left. So this weekend, that's all I'm doing. I'm just pumping Night Stars to everybody I can. Our goal is $10,000, and everybody's kind of getting weird about that price. 3/4 of that is going to printing the book.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you put out a 124-page glossy book, it's going to cost a certain amount of money, and then shipping and stuff like that as well. So I believe we'll hit the goal. I think we'll be fine. If you help, if backers help. But again, I know what the product is. I'm confident in it. I feel like it just needs the airtime it deserves. I feel like it just needs to reach the audience. And when people know what it is, like you said, they're not making stuff for us anymore. They're not making stuff.
We're in that transitional period where if people our age have kids, they're marketing towards, oh, your parents have discretionary income. We're gonna make you some stuff so you'll buy it for them.
Or they're going for like the Star Wars, like
the IPs that just are so big, it's kind of hard for them to die off.
Right, and I don't know. I got asked. We did a panel earlier on stage, and they were asking. Our buddy Topher was like, "What are y'all watching currently? Like new stuff?" And I'm just like, "Dude, I'm not watching anything new, man. If I'm being honest with you, I was watching Sherlock Holmes from 1954 on YouTube the other night. I was blown away. I was like, dude, this show is friggin' awesome." But it's all the same stuff over again. I say that as somebody that's been drawing 80s my whole career, but Yeah, dude, there's a lot of cool things out there. And, dude, anime is that niche. That's where all those girls are going for. It's a lot of those when you go to, like, a MechaCon, dude, it is.
Yeah.
You wonder where all the fans are. Bruh, it's teenage girls. They're all over the place at these shows. It's unbelievable how many people go to it. And they're going to anime, but it's new content. It's not rehashed stuff. It's not your dad's. It's not what grandpa used to watch or something. But what happened with COVID, and also is just going to naturally happen anyway with the comic book industry, it's changing. And a lot of people, creators can go to a place like Indiegogo and put out their book. And that gives people like me a great opportunity. 3D printing, I think, is going to change that as well. 3D printing, I think, is going to change toys. Dude, I'm sitting at home printing stormtroopers right now, just like crazy.
Yeah, I
just
mean,
the army
especially
build.
when you want to just, in-house merchandise to go along with things. That plays a big part too going forward. When you can't land those big contracts with like Hasbro or Kenner and all them anymore.
It's so like it's borderline impossible to like do that. And you can understand where they're coming from a company standpoint. They need an
that,
easy hit.
Yeah, they need that guaranteed revenue stream.
If it's not a celebrity or somebody like that, I know it's going to sell X amount. Like, I mean, why would you do it? But for years, you didn't have a choice. As a creator, that's why I was just self-publishing this myself, and we're just printing the books ourselves. We're just in a very unique time, and I think we're at the start of it, where creators are going to be able to do their own thing, dude, and it's exciting and it's cool, but how do you get it to them? How do you how do you let everybody know about it? So that's kind of been my mission the last few weeks. That's what I'm going to stick for the next month, just to raise the money and raise awareness for the book.
Yeah, because we're definitely on that cusp of old media kind of working its way. It'll always be around, but this new digital direct-to-consumer through a digital marketplace, that's where you're going to see the vast majority. And that's Indiegogo, Kickstarter, things like that. That's all that. It's direct-to-consumer.
And you're cutting out the middleman, too. So, again, like where you're doing something else for somebody, for a company, dude, they're taking a big chunk of this stuff. Then Diamond's going to take a chunk of it, And by the time you're done, you're barely paying the bills, Not looking, we hit that goal. It's not going to be a ton of money either way, but at least you have the opportunity, and it's all mine. I never sold out. I kept my book. It's my creation. That's a thing in itself right there. Nobody can tell me what to do with it. Nobody can tell me what the characters are going to, there's no agenda. The agenda is fun. The agenda is like 80s nostalgia, But for whatever reason, I see that TARDIS dress, man. It's over, dude. It's crazy. It is the weirdest thing. So we used to do New York Comic Con every year. And by the second year, I'm looking at the guy, my buddy Michael, that we do the book with, and I'm just like, it's a lot of teenage girls coming up here and buying this book. I don't know what the appeal was, but yeah.
I mean, it's very that transition of, and I used to say, like, I remember when being the nerd wasn't the good, like wasn't good. Like that got you beat up in school. Now it's being accepted by everybody, and you see a lot. The fandom is a lot more female, who are willing to invest in things and buy and collect now, whereas it used to be frowned upon.
I was lucky that it was never. It was the 90s, and I know you're from. You were in this era, so like, dude, Reign of Superman hits and Nightfall and all that stuff. I'm lucky. I'm working with Chuck Dixon right now on a webcomic. You can read that for free at Archaven Comics, and he's the guy that created Bane. But yeah, dude. Well, actually, I'm gonna piggyback off of that. So Chuck Dixon, who created Bane, I bothered him enough that he let me start working with him on a book. And that's a webcomic, dude. Mm-hmm. And we initially were going to do it on Webtoons, and now it's moved over to Arctoons, which is his own site, him and Vox Day. And, dude, that's the future as well, too, because you're reading a comic, but you're doing it differently. So instead of going left to right like you do a book, it's like you're scrolling on Facebook, and you're going up and down, dude. And that's what all these kids are reading it on. My buddy that's helping me with the booth today, he lives on Twitch. I hit him up the other day. I'm like, what you doing? He's like, I'm watching Nick Merckx on Twitch. Like, dude, they're not going to the old media, bro. Yeah. Like, they're not doing that stuff anymore. And so, yeah, you can just, if you can see it, you can see the change coming. And it's exciting, but stuff's definitely, we're in transition.
Yeah, it very much a transition. I remember I started in old media, and it was for the Fox affiliate out here, and then for radio, and they were having a hard time 10, 15 years ago trying to come to grasp with that. And like now it's literally you've got one radio company that owns everything. And
right, iHeart runs the whole show
Yeah.
or whatever. And I mean, it kind of breaks down like that with comics in a lot of ways. It's Warner and Disney, you know. IDW gets a lot of properties from NBC Universal and people like that. But yeah, I would rather more when it comes to like music, dude. How much did Spotify change the game?
Yeah.
I listen to stuff now that I would never know who these artists are. Back when we were kids, we would like pick up like Metal Maniacs, and you would base it off of like, what's a new metal band? Like that, you would have to like go these weird routes to find stuff, or maybe somebody opened at a show.
the weird play random things in the middle of the night on the radio. The overnight guy got to play what he wanted.
Right, or that hippie station they got out here, which is cool. They'll play some. What is that show? The 2-lane radio station.
I don't know.
I forget what it's called, but you would get some random stuff off of there that was good. But yeah, now with Spotify, I can just be like, okay, I like this band, and I go to the radio, and it's just like, like I'm learning all kinds of bands that I would never have seen before. So the same thing I hope will be happening in comics. I hope it'll happen with Night Stars. I've seen the results when people read it. We have a 5-page preview up on the Indiegogo. So yeah, hopefully that transition comes pretty soon, because I think it's a little more exciting than like, I don't know.
So after the Indiegogo, after the first run, are you interested or hoping for like a bigger pickup, or is it just I want to self-publish this?
That's a great question. That's an awesome question. Thought about it the other day, dude, because somebody had messaged me asking. It was a business phone call, and it got me thinking about some other stuff too. And I was thinking about like, what would I do if like a Disney or somebody came at me? Would I sell it out to them?
That mouse money,
dude. I was like, would I? Dude, I'm telling you, man, I'm on air right now. I'm looking at the camera. No, dude, I would love to just keep doing it myself. Honestly, I would love to just go get a farm somewhere and then just draw my comics. And you know I'm not joking about that either, dude. I would love to just like grow food, raise chickens, and draw comics. That's all I'm interested in doing. I'm not, she's looking at me like I'm crazy. He's asking me if I would sell out, and I'm like, nah, I have no interest in it. I'm not in. Let me just make enough to live. I'm good, man. Yeah. I want to have a pumpkin patch. But seriously, dude, it's like Mace says, man, more money, more problems. So I'm just not. You've seen how like it degrades people, and you've seen how like the artist loses the creativity when they hit that level. Even if you're working on like a Batman book or something,
nobody wants
dude.
to turn into Alan Moore.
Dude,
being bitter every time something he works on gets turned into some other form of media.
Or even these younger guys, dude. I hear about guys all the time that are at like DC or something like that, and they're like, dude, he was a good writer, and then he started working on Batman, and now he's just like sucks. And I'm like, I don't know what happens, dude. Like something must happen along the way. I don't know, dude. I would rather avoid that. Sometimes I've heard there's like a number that you can hit where like you hit this number like.
It's that $1 million man philosophy.
Yeah,
Everybody's got a price.
Right. I'm telling you, I think when I was younger, no doubt about it, dude, I would have been a horrible person. At this age, dude, I don't care, man. You know, like I just want to draw my books. It's so much simpler now for me personally.
I completely understand. I can completely understand.
Could sound like BS. I don't know.
No, I mean, I can completely understand the want to have something that you create have that integrity, because when you choose not to sell out, it almost gives that rub like, no, this is a very, this project has some moral, some
right.
integrity to it.
Right. Hey man, I'm leaving this place with my soul intact. That's my game plan. You just see it like with this Holly. You see it with like a child actress. Remember, you see like Lindsay Lohan or something like that in The Parent Trap, and then like, dude, I heard some stories from her about her when she was down here, and it just sounded like hell on earth. It sounded like a nightmare, man.
Yeah, working on Bourbon, I ran into it once or twice.
Yeah, dude, like I heard I'm not gonna tell the girl's story from the boot one night, but yeah, man, it was just like, jeez, dude.
Yeah,
was it worth it?
Yeah, well, yeah, and you have to look at it, and that comes down to every creator. Was it worth, in the long run, was it worth giving up?
And you start slow. It's almost like devil's advocate. You know what I mean? Like,
yep.
Hey, would you do this case? You do this case, and then next thing you know, you're like up in some penthouse with Al Pacino or whatever. trying to get you to bang your sister. So, yeah, man. No, I'm just gonna let me farm. That's really what I'm after nowadays. I've changed. I want to move to Alabama.
But if you do come down and back it, you give a free sketch.
Yeah, no, if you're out here in Louisiana, dude, and you come back it at the show or before the show, I'll get the email. I'll give you a free sketch. Free sketch, whatever you want, man.
That's I mean, just
This
for the
weekend.
size, just for the size of the book and the price is not bad. Like you go to Barnes and Noble and you buy books that big and you're spending $30-$40 for them.
Dude, right. So you're basically getting 5 issues. One of them's going to be completely new. It's recolored. It's a hardcover. You have the Dan Schoening Louis Delgado cover. You have the one I did. And, yeah, $25 plus shipping. So $35 all around tops.
Yeah.
Oh. And no matter what, you're getting stickers. So if you get $25, you're getting 3 retro stickers. One's a Mario 3, one's a Spider-Man 300, and then I'm just going to make up whatever the last one is. I haven't decided yet.
Be a Ghostbuster.
It could be a Ghostbuster thing. I might do that.
Just do mystery.
And we have a longer stretch goal where you could get a free toy as well. So that's but we need to get that first batch out of the way first. But yeah, man, it's a good book. I'd hope to keep doing more, for sure, dude. Dude, how funny would it be if, like, a year from now, dude, I'm just, like, on a yacht with, like, Michael Eisner, just selling out, dude. I'm just, like, burning money.
The mouse just came and they backed the truck up and said they needed a new movie.
Yeah, just totally trashed out, man. And you got this, I just want to farm, dude. I own, like, a Tyson chicken plant, out in Kiln, Mississippi.
Look, I'll talk dirty on the executive producer, She wants to have her little animal sanctuary, but she also wants her Lamborghini, so it's...
But that's also something I'm going for too here is there's something about like the old ways, dude. There just is. We lost something with technology. We lost something with the Industrial Revolution. And as I'm going through this process of like just like backyard chickens and farming and stuff like that, there are things that etymology of words or where words and phrases came from, dude. Everything you say has to do with chickens.
Yes.
You would not, as I'm like going through it, I'm just like, oh my God, come home to roost or chicken. If you scare them, dude, if I pull out a sheet, they freak out. Yeah, stuff like that. Or even something like grow up. Like, dude, that's a plant term, dude.
Yep.
You want it to grow up. It's just wild, dude. So I would like to have, I'm all about Miyagi balance right now. I would like to have balance in life. There's a great scene. That whole Karate Kid movie is the crane is all about balance, bro. There's an underlying theme in those films. And yeah, I would like to have that. Dude, let me do digital comics and do Indiegogos and 3D print stuff and then still be able to have my hands in the dirt. You know what I mean?
I mean,
like
I get it. You can ask Paul. I have my... I'm a variety of peppers growing
yeah, dude,
at the house.
Dude.
Every chicken I now cook has like a pepper medley with it.
I thought I was killing birds with the damn peppers last year, and then they don't have the whatever it is in it. Get chickens. That's my buddy and his wife. He wants to get chickens, and then she doesn't want it. So
eggs all the time.
Hopefully you heard her saying no. Yeah, man, no, dude. Yesterday I'm busting up my hand, dude. I was bleeding out in the yard. I loved it, dude. I was having a blast. It started raining, dude. I'm shirtless, like cutting tomato plants, pruning. Chickens are running, roosters crowing. I was like, dude, this is friggin' great, man. And then I gotta go draw.
We have a semi sanctuary.
Gotta get on this thing.
We've got. I'd say at this point we got like 14 raccoons that come around, 4 possums, quite a few cats.
Yeah. I need some cats in my neighborhood.
I have to run off a coyote every now and then.
Oh, where are you at?
Out in Araby. I live in
Nice,
a neighborhood, but the other night a little stray. It was he's got to be a young coyote because a street cat ran him off.
We had Man, so I got 3 hens. One ended up being a rooster, so I ended up with 2 hens and a rooster, and I was debating what to do with them. But, man, they serve a purpose, dude, because hawks, that's the other thing. You never look up in the sky. You never look at what else is going on, dude. I've seen
us.
Bald eagles.
Yeah, there's one that nests over there by us, not that far from us, and we'll see it circling overhead.
Dude.
My security cameras caught one of my outside cats freaking out. Because, like, the eagle's flying overhead pretty low, and it screeched, and he
They're
lost
out there,
his
man.
shit.
Yeah, they're out there. And the rooster, that is his job, dude, is to breed. And I'm not going to say it another way usually, but to breed and to defend the hens. He will die for those hens, bro. But he's always looking in the sky, and he'll let out this hiss, and they all go scurrying and running. It's wild, dude. And you also things about nature as well in that sense, like male and female, dude. You see that with the animals. It's very, very educational. It's very interesting to watch.
I mean, that's not to. I mean, I don't want to crap on the newer generations too much, but that's a lot of things that they don't. That old school way of doing things, that old mentality, it's not really a thing anymore. I mean, it wasn't a thing for me to go and I'm gonna go grow my own peppers and. I'm the Irish stereotype. I have a one of those big, like you would find the palm trees planted in.
Yeah.
It's full of potatoes growing.
That's good. I'm Irish too. I want to grow potatoes.
It's
yeah.
I just cut up potatoes and I'll go throw the ends in and
they grow. Yeah,
it's great.
But you also learn patience. You get that from the gym. You get that from other stuff as well. You get that from art. But yeah, man, like it's not as easy as you think. You're gonna kill a lot of plants in the process of it. I love how this turned into a gardening show, dude. Like, this is every interview I go on. I start talking about gardening and chickens.
All over the place.
Yeah, but it's true though, man. And so that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that balance in life, dude. And I think that came with age. I really do think about that. If I was one of those like '90s guys that came up and like had success early, dude, I would have been such a horrible person.
That
dude.
image generation.
God, man, I'd be such a piece of garbage, dude. Like, nobody wants to be that, like, when you're, like you're 17 or whatever it is. I'll think about that with, like, Kobe and people. So, yeah, man.
Well, I mean, that was I'm interested in this. I'm probably going to go over that and back you
Please
today.
do, yeah, man.
I mean, that sounds like something that's, again, we grew up on Goonies. I mean, that straight up sounds like a modern-day sci-fi Goonies. Almost.
Literally, the first scene within the first, 3 pages is a scene straight out of Monster Squad. It's an homage to Monster Squad, where in the beginning of the movie, remember his dad comes home, very 80s style, brings him like Burger King.
Yeah.
And they're sitting on the roof and they're watching the drive-in movie. And I used to be so jealous as a kid. I was like, dude, I wish I had something like that. I could go sit on the roof and watch the drive-in. So the opening scene, that's the opening scene. It's the little girl and her dad on the roof, and they kind of set up. If Karate Kid is all about balance, this sets up the theme for Night Stars, is right in that moment, like the whole thing.
So yeah, that's awesome. Go on Indiegogo. We'll throw up the links and all the socials to go back it. It sounds like a great book. I'm gonna go over and back it immediately because that's what I'm looking for in life. Just some fun sci-fi, heartfelt story.
That's pretty much what it is. It's fun sci-fi. It's got Easter eggs. It's all ages too, but not. That's the other way I've been describing it. It's almost like a Pixar film where you can enjoy it. A parent can still enjoy it and still let his kids read it and stuff like that. You want that.
That thing that you can share. It's cross-generational.
Right. I was gonna dog Batman, but yeah, I'll just hold off on it.
Yeah, that would be usually how this would go.
Okay, well, there's no wardrobe malfunctions or any of that. It's good pure fun.
So yeah, everyone go back his comic and again, like I've been saying all weekend so far, it's about bringing things together in community, and this is a story that seems like it can bring together generations of fans that love one singular thing.
Yes, absolutely, I concur with that, and go grow some food.
Yeah, go grow your own stuff.
Back Night Stars, go grow something.
Yeah, Night Stars and peppers. You organically grown in your garden peppers are the best peppers that you can grow. Best
eggs I've ever had, man. It's totally. I dropped one the other day. I almost teared up. I know all the hell I go through with them birds.
Well, all right, so thank you for stopping by.
I talk chicken some more. Thank y'all.
All right, so thank you.